Good everyone, my name is Anthony here again, and in this particular episode of Mathematics for SS2, we are going to be covering an episode which will be dealing with measures of central tendencies under the topic of statistics. And this statistics, we've not just been covering it, we've covered it in previous episodes, but this time around we are going to be dealing with measures of central tendency. And if you recall, in the first episode of this series, I talked about statistics, how we can deal with measures of central tendency when we want to calculate the aggregate score, or when we want to look for a value that can represent the whole class of students. And then you being a class teacher, imagine yourself being a class teacher, and then you are asked to pick a class prefect now, or a class representative. Now that representative would be like the average of everyone, because he will have the average quality of everyone. He would be able to represent everyone's needs, everyone's opinions, and everyone's behaviors in the class. So that is just a simple way of representing and understanding the mean, which is one measure of central tendency. Apart from the mean, we also have the median. The median is the middle and value, and then we also have the mode. The mode is the most occurring value. So these are just measures of central tendency, and today I'll be making you understand them by giving you examples to make you understand them. Let me give an example which is related to central tendency, but is a little bit deviated. So the reason why I will give you this example is to show that not all questions will occur directly in form of mean, median, and mode. Some will be indirect, but still they have the underlying principle of measures of central tendency. So this example I'll give is 5 children have an average age of 7 years 11 months. If the youngest child is not included, the average age increases to 8 years 4 months. Find the age of the youngest child. Now this time around we have 5 children have an average age of 7 years 11 months. Now the average is gotten by adding all the age, the sum of their ages. So let's call it summation S1. The sum of their ages of the 5 children. Let's call it summation S5. That's the sum of the age of the five children over the number of children. That's their 5 children. So summation S5 over 5 equals the average age. That's the average, and we are given the average as 7 years 11 months. That's 7 years, 7 over 1, 11 over 12. So anytime you are expressing a month, anytime you are expressing mixed data, you have to convert them to the same unit. So this time we have years and months, right? So we have to convert everything to years. So we have to convert the 11 months to years. That's 11 over 12. That's why it's in this form, just in case you don't understand. Then next we have if the youngest child is not included. So it's just like we have 5 children now, and then you remove one of them who happens to be the youngest child. So if you remove one, how many do you have left? You have 4 left. So the 4 children, that will be the total sum of their ages will be summation S4 over 4 equals, so the average age becomes 8 years 4 months. That's 8 whole number 4 over 12, which is 1 over 3. 8 whole number 4 over 12 is still the same thing as 1 over 3. Now we're asked to find the age of the youngest child. Now I'll prove to you that if you subtract the age of 5 years, if you subtract the age of 5 years, so if you subtract the age of the 4 from the total age of the 5, you will get the age of the youngest child. So in other words, the summation of the 5 children's age minus summation of the remaining 4 children's age will give you the summation of the age of that single youngest child. So you just have to change the subject this time around, cross multiply. So summation S5 equals 5 times 7 over 11 over 12. That will be, let's change it to mixed fraction. That will be, to mixed fraction. That's 12 times 7 is 84. 84 plus 11, that's 95 over 12. So 5 times 95 over 12. Then for the S5, summation S4 will be equal to 4 times 8 to number 1 over 3. That's 25 over 3. Now if we subtract them, we will get if we subtract 5 times 95, that's summation S5 minus summation S4, that will be 5 times 95 over 12. That's 5 times 95, which will give us 475 over 12, minus this will give us 100 over 4. So now, having gotten here, we're just going to look for the lowest common multiple, which is 12. So 12 and 12 is 1. That's 475 minus 4 divided by 12. That's 3. 3 times 100. That's 300. So 475 minus 300. That's 175 divided by 12. So that would give us 12 in 5. 12 in 55. 12 times 4. 48. 48 minus 55. 14 whole number 7 over 12. So we have gotten our answer in another mixed fraction again. Now you can simply refer to this as 14 years. So we'll just convert this fractional part to by multiplying by 12. We'll convert it back to years. So that would be 14 years 7 months. So this will be the age of the youngest child. So this looks like a question that does not have any relationship with mean, but it's actually very much related to the mean of numbers. So now let's move on to the next part of this question. Let me give a data now. We have a dice was rolled 50 times with the result given in this table. So let me draw a table. Yeah. So I'm given a table of the scores and the frequency. So I have a score of so when the score is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, we have frequencies of 5, frequency of 9, frequency of 11, frequency of 5, frequency of 9, frequency of 7, frequency of 11, frequency of 8, and frequency of 10 respectively. So now we have to look for the mean, the median, and the mode. Now this is the question where we explain the whole process of looking for the mean, the median, and the mode. Now the mean of this kind of distribution. We'll make use of the formula summation f x over summation f. Yeah, this is f. This will be our f. This second row, and then this first row will be our x. So what summation fx means? Is the summation of the product of the frequency and scores. So frequency times score is 5 times 1 is 5 plus in the second column 2 times 9 is 18. So we are just going to be adding up the product of the frequency and scores of each column. Now this for the third column we have 3 times 7, that's 21 plus 21. For the fourth column we have 4 times 11, that's 44. For the fifth column we have 5 times 8, that's 40. For the sixth column we have 6 times 10, right, that's 60. So this one we are going to divide everything by the summation of the frequency. So when we add the whole frequency together, we have 5 plus 9 14, 14 plus 7 21, 21 plus 11 32, 32 plus 8 that's 40, 32 plus 8 that's 48 years. Right, 32 plus 8 that's 40, 40 plus 10 that's 50. So divide everything by 50, that would be our mean. So the mean is also known as your average. Now 5 plus 18 that's 23. 23 plus 21 that's 44. 44 plus 44 that's 88. 88 plus 40 that's 120. 88 plus 40 that's 128. 128 plus 60 that's 188. That's 128 plus 60, that's 188 over 50. So let me verify my data first. Let me see. I have 4. I have 5. I have 3. So now we are going to look for the mean. 188 divided by 50. That would be the value of the mean. So you can also try it wherever you are. So 188 divided by 90. Let's cut it down. That will be 2 in 50. That's 25. 2 in 188. That's 94. So what else can go? 25 in 94. That's 25 in 94. That's 3 places. It goes 3 times, and it has a remainder of 19. That's 3 over 19 over 25. So our mean is 3 over 19 over 25. We can also convert this into fractional parts. So if we were to convert this into fractional parts, we would get an answer in fraction. But I don't want to do that now. So that would be the mean. Now let's look for the median. The median is basically the middle number, or for anytime you're having an even number of distributions, your median is equal to the n plus 1 term. Divide the sum of those. Divide the sum by 2. So your median for an even number, number of data is n stem plus n plus 1 stem over 2. But the median for an odd number is just the n over 2 stem. That's how it works. So now for this, in this case, we have a frequency of 50, right? So we have an even number of data. So our median will be n plus 1 term. So what is the 15th term? The 15th term will correspond to, we have 5 plus 9, 14. So we have our 15 corresponding to, our 15 corresponds to a score of 3. So our 15 will be, that's score of 3 plus, what's our 16th term? That's n plus 1 term. The 16th term will also correspond to 3. So that's 3. Then divide both by 2. So 3 plus 3 will give us 6 divided by 2. That will be 3. That means our median for this even number of data will be 3. So that's the median. Then now next, lastly, we have the mode. So your mode is simply that group or your class or your data or your score, whatever it is, that occurs the most number of times. That's what is mode. Mode occurs the most number of times. So now it's simply, in simple English, it is just the score that has the highest frequency. Now this one has a score of, this score has a median frequency of 5. No, it can't be the mode. This 2 has 9, 3 has 7, 4 has 11, 5 has 8, 6 has 10. So relatively, the highest so far has been 11. So our mode will be what score has a frequency of 11. So that's a score of 4. So that our mode will be 4 because it has a frequency of 11. So that is how that works. So you can see that the median is this is the mean, this is the median, and this is the mode. So these are the 3 measures of central tendency, and in subsequent videos we'll also be talking about measures of dispersion, but as far as central tendency is concerned, we are done for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next episode.